Trucks are some of the most popular vehicles in the world, and especially in the United States. In fact, in 2020, the top 3 vehicles sold were pickup trucks made by Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. The real question is, when will electric trucks arrive? Right now, if you're dead set on getting an electric car and money isn't an object, there's definitely an option for you for any shape you need. You can get a Tesla, a Ford electric car, Chevy Bolt, Audi, and quite a few others to fit your needs in different sizes. But if you want an electric truck, there aren't any currently available for purchase. Tesla unveiled their wild Cybertruck at the end of 2019, and it should be coming next year. So today we're going to look at all the competition coming Tesla's way and all the electric trucks coming to market in the next couple of years, so let's get into it. To start off with, let's look at the Tesla Cybertruck. Whether you like it or not, Tesla sells far more electric vehicles than any other company, and they have a pretty big advantage going forward in regards to electric vehicle technology, scaling of batteries, and the technology in their cars. The Cybertruck was unveiled in November of 2019, and yes, it is quite the design. To many, it looks like a low poly count render of a normal truck, but Tesla specifically wanted to go in a completely different direction than normal with this truck. Instead of just making an electric car with an average truck shape, they went in a completely different direction with certain innovations that should help it bring costs down. Elon Musk's thoughts on the truck itself are, quote, "There is always some chance that Cybertruck will flop because it is so unlike anything else. I don't care. I love it so much even if others don't. Other trucks look like copies of the same thing, but Cybertruck looks like it was made by aliens from the future." As of earlier this month, it was calculated that Tesla has over 1.25 million pre-orders of the Cybertruck, so it's fairly unlikely that it could flop based on that, but we'll have to see how well it truly performs in the real world. The Cybertruck's wild design comes thanks to its exoskeleton design. Quote, "Cybertruck is built with an exterior shell made for ultimate durability and passenger protection. Starting with a nearly impenetrable exoskeleton, every component is designed for superior strength and endurance. From ultra-hard 300 series cold-rolled stainless steel structural skin to Tesla armor glass. This design means that they aren't building a frame and a body for the car. The car and frame are essentially big casted stainless steel pieces that help make production much faster and cheaper. Elon Musk has talked about wrapping the truck, but it doesn't seem like it can be painted super easily. Just like Tesla's other cars, the Cybertruck features an all-glass roof for great visibility inside, as well as incredible performance. For the base model of the Cybertruck, Tesla is promising a 0 to 60 in under 6.5 seconds, 250 plus miles of range, and a 7,500 pound towing capacity. What's remarkable is the starting price for that car coming in slightly cheaper than a standard range plus Model 3, Tesla's current cheapest car, at $39,900. This seems near impossible, but two specific innovations are driving the price down on this truck. One is the exoskeleton design I mentioned, and the other is Tesla's new 4680 battery cells that they unveiled at Battery Day. These will bring battery costs down significantly, and the plan is that the Cybertruck will launch with these new cells exclusively. Likely without them, the price point will be impossible, even though many question it regardless. The next model is dual motor, getting a 0 to 60 in under 4.5 seconds, 300 plus miles of total range, and a 10,000 pound towing capacity for $49,900. That's impressive, but the tri-motor one is the most shocking at $69,900. This is still far cheaper than many of the trucks we'll be talking about today, and gets a 0 to 60 under 2.9 seconds, 500 plus miles of range, and a 14,000 pound towing capacity. Tesla is promising a lot with the Cybertruck, and they have a lot to prove when it enters production. The latest timelines have been an official delay until 2022, and Elon Musk possibly hinted that it may come closer to Q3 of 2022. The first big competitor to the Cybertruck is actually on track to be the first widely available electric truck coming from Rivian. The Rivian R1T is reportedly on track for first deliveries in September of this year, launching first with what they call the Launch Edition. Other models are expected to start deliveries in early 2022. For what's available to order now, the Rivian R1T starts at $67,500. That's what they call the Explore package, and it gets an impressive projected range of 300 plus miles. You can also upgrade that battery pack to 400 plus miles for an extra $10,000. Those are great specs overall, and Rivian has really focused on off-roading and traction, demonstrating things like this impressively steep rock climb. As will be the case with every truck we talk about today, it's quite a bit more expensive than the Cybertruck, where Tesla plans to offer 500 plus miles of range for less than Rivian's 300 plus mile adventure package. In any case, the Cybertruck hasn't proven itself, its range, or its price in the real world, so it isn't guaranteed that it will beat every truck that we talk talk about today. In any case, if you want the Rivian R1T, first deliveries should start soon, and as I mentioned, it will be the first widely available electric truck. As they gear up to ramp production of these trucks, they just recently filed to go public at an $80 billion valuation, so they have some very big future plans. The next electric truck coming soon, hopefully, is the Ford F-150 Lightning. The F-Series is the most popular series of trucks, so Ford is taking their successful recipe and making it electric at reasonable pricing. The lineup of these trucks is a bit confusing and the final specs haven't been announced, but Ford plans to make a standard range and extended range version of this truck, both with four-wheel drive options. The standard range will have 230 miles of range, with the extended coming in at 300 miles of range. Top 0 to 60 times are expected in the mid 4-second range, very impressive for trucks this size, and it can tow up to 10,000 pounds, including a giant frunk for extra storage, and starts at a base price right around $40,000. This is the most impressive truck yet when it comes to price point in competition with the Tesla Cybertruck, since that $40,000 price is almost half of what something like the Rivian R1T is bringing. It will have less features and possibly other downsides that we'll learn later, but selling an electric truck at that price is a big deal for the industry as a whole. Ford is seeing a lot of demand for this truck and recently announced that they are going to double production of it as a result. This will take them to 15,000 Lightnings produced in the 2022 model year, 55,000 Lightnings produced in the 2023 model year, and 80,000 produced for 2024. These numbers do seem a bit low, and it's likely due to various shortages and their need to scale up battery supply and actually be able to achieve these low price points. The first F-150 Lightning deliveries are expected for spring of 2022, according to Ford. Next up is a truck that you may or may not have heard of, and it's one of those that's in the docket for upcoming electric trucks, but we aren't exactly sure what to expect. The Bollinger B2 is, quote, the world's most capable pickup truck. It has a very distinct, almost vintage military design and has some specs that are a bit underwhelming, especially when it comes to range. Bollinger is saying that the truck uses a 142 kilowatt-hour battery pack and gets only 200 miles of range, which is very low. For context, the Tesla Model S gets over 400 miles of range on a 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack. Of course, that's a much lighter car, but this should be able to achieve much more on that battery size. The powertrain is dual motor, gets a 4.5 second 0 to 60, a top speed of 100 miles per hour, and starts at $125,000. This is one of the most expensive trucks we'll talk about today, and it's so expensive and specific that it may not end up actually truly competing with the Cybertruck. Still, it's a capable electric truck that should be coming to market in 2022, if that comes true. The next electric truck is one that looks very impressive and real, the GMC Hummer EV. The Hummer EV is the reintroduction of the Hummer, and it looks very impressive. There are many standout features of this truck, like crab walk, which utilizes all four wheels for tight steering in tight situations. Extract mode lifts the truck approximately 6 inches. Ultravision includes underbody cameras for off-roading and more. The Hummer EV starts at $10,000 more than what Tesla is promising for the top spec of the Cybertruck at $80,000. That model promises a 250 plus mile range, 625 horsepower, and will be coming all the way in spring of 2024. The specs get better and better, and the top option that you can order is the Hummer EV3X at $100,000, coming in fall of 2022 with 3 motors, 300 plus miles of range, and a 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. If all goes well, GM plans to launch Hummer EV Edition 1 in the fall of 2021, but with so many delays in the industry, this could easily get pushed back. In any case, it's also capable of fast 350 kilowatt charging, which is faster than anything Tesla currently offers in their cars, so it brings a lot of great features just at an expensive price. It seems that the Hummer EV, along with the Rivian R1T, will be amongst the first electric trucks to market if all goes well. Next up is another truck that looks exciting but doesn't really have much information yet, the Lordstown Endurance. The Lordstown Endurance was announced, but the company has gone through a lot of issues and just a few days ago appointed a new CEO. In Q1 of 2021, Lordstown had poor performance and their truck wasn't reaching production numbers they were aiming for. Additionally, they were found to be faking orders on their electric trucks that the drive says is, quote, years behind schedule. In any case, the 2021 Endurance includes an interesting in-wheel hub motor design, and what they claim to be the fewest moving parts of any motor vehicle. They say that this advancement will bring down maintenance costs even more, and that their four-wheel drive system helps you get out of any sticky, muddy, or slippery situation. The design specs on this include a 250 plus mile range on a 109 kilowatt hour battery pack. It can tow up to 7,500 pounds, has 600 horsepower, and a base price of $55,000. That's a very impressive base price, but one interesting thing is that the top speed says it's software governed to 80 miles per hour. That's pretty low for any operational vehicle, and maybe that will change. In any case, if they can hit that price target and range, it will be very impressive and compete with trucks like the F-150 Lightning or Cybertruck. But again, most are not expecting much from this truck for at least a couple of years. We'll see what its fate ends up being, but next is arguably the most interesting looking thing we'll see today, aside from the Cybertruck, the Canoo Truck. The Canoo Truck is like the Cybertruck's rounded out cousin. It features a ton of glass, but instead of looking like a triangle, it looks like a sphere. According to Canoo, this truck will be, quote, launching as early as 2023, and pre-orders are now open. Quote, the pickup truck is built to be the new standard in function, form, and utility, ready for work and the weekend. Engineered on our tested multi-purpose platform, the pickup truck has the payload capacity of a full-size on the exterior footprint of a mid-size with enhanced maneuverability for any terrain. This truck is all about features with things like their fold-down Craftsman bar, safe step, modular bed, multi-accessory power plant attached to the car, integrated overhead and bed perimeter lighting, roof rack, and camper shell options. The truck bed is very versatile and can pull out for extra room when needed, as well as the sides of it flipping down for tables. The specs for this truck are a targeted horsepower over 500, a payload of 1,800 pounds, which isn't the same as towing, a range of 200 plus miles, and options for all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. Jay Leno actually checked out Canoo's other vehicle, their van, so the prototypes are real and operational, but the van seems to be their current priority. That van is announced to start under $35,000, so the truck should come in around that price or possibly cheaper, but we'll see what happens. With most electric concepts like this, they'll likely find costs to be too high when they actually scale up. In any case, in a similar vein, there is one more truck that has been announced, and then we'll finish out by looking at rumors of electric trucks to come. In a similar vein to Canoo, but with less details, comes the Alpha Wolf. The Alpha Wolf was originally just renders and has now evolved into a physical model that you can view at the Peterson Museum in Los Angeles. Alpha is a California EV startup that just unveiled more details about the Wolf with 0 to 60 times of around 6.2 seconds, a large towing capacity, and more. They should be offering a single motor and dual motor option with a 75 kilowatt hour battery getting around 250 miles of range projected. I'm skeptical on that range since that's very impressive efficiency for a truck, but I'd love to see it. So right now this model exists, but what you may notice is that there is no driving footage and no physical interior for this car yet. There are renders of a Tesla-inspired simple interior, but not too much else. Alpha is planning to have their first test prototype by Q2 of 2022. As Top Gear said after seeing the car, quote, technical details are severely limited, but what we know is it will have a body-on-frame construction like a proper truck. There's no word on where the batteries or motors will come from, just that the idea is to outsource production initially in the US, and then to build their own factory beyond that if it really flies. There's clearly a long road ahead, but you can't fault Alpha's ambition. Electrek also noted that Alpha doesn't seem to have executives, engineering, or funding to get any of this done, which might be necessary to scale up an electric car. In any case, I'm always rooting for an electric car, and Alpha is planning for a starting price of $36,000 up to $46,000 depending on your spec, with Q4 2023 production. So this truck is still more than 2 years off, but if it somehow manages to come to fruition, it will be a great competitor to Tesla's $40,000 single-motor Cybertruck offering. It's a pretty cool design, and hopefully we'll get more details about the operational interior and driving capabilities in the near future as they make functional prototypes. As Elon Musk always says, quote, prototypes are easy, production is hard. Now let's talk about all of the unannounced but very likely upcoming electric trucks from many automakers. Some of these have kind of been announced, but most not really. The first ever all-electric Chevrolet Silverado has been announced by Chevy. It will use GM's Ultium batteries. Quote, the all-electric Silverado, powered by Ultium, has been engineered to deliver pure electric power. It will be manufactured at Factory Zero, a plant purpose-built to produce electric vehicles. Not a ton is known about this truck, but Car and Driver predicts that it will start at $50,000, with more expensive models providing an impressive 400 miles of range. It will actually share a lot of similarity to the Hummer EV, also made by GM, and will even be built at the same plant. The top estimated price is $70,000 though, which would make this truck far cheaper than the Hummer EV. Right now, people are estimating that it will come in 2023, so we'll hopefully hear more or get a photo of this truck soon. Atlis Motors is working on their XT pickup truck to be assembled in the US. It has four-wheel drive, four-wheel independent suspension, suspension, a 1 million mile estimated life, and a low starting price of $45,000. They estimate 3 battery options, 300, 400, or 500 miles, which all would be incredible if they come to be, truly competing with the Tesla Cybertruck. We'll just have to see what the price truly ends up being for its 500-mile range. They are saying $85,000, which would be incredibly competitive for that range. The 0 to 60 should be 5 seconds, and the top models should be able to tow 17,000 pounds, which is even more than what Tesla has promised with the Cybertruck. It's listed as the 2022 Atlis XT, so we'll see if this truck ends up coming by the end of 2022 or not. Nissan is apparently working on an electric truck, and they're working with Hercules on the project. The 2022 Hercules Alpha is promising 300 plus miles of range, a 0 to 60 in 4 seconds and more, without much production detail as of yet. Apparently for Nissan, quote, the Japanese automaker is considering buying a battery electric powertrain from Hercules Electric Vehicles for its Titan pickup, and sharing parts for the startup's own truck in a prospective strategic partnership, said the people who declined to be named. Interestingly, for Hercules, Pininfarina is apparently slated to design their electric vehicle as part of a long-term agreement. This is another concept truck that we'll be lucky if we see in 2022, but per usual, I'm rooting for all of these trucks, regardless of if they truly appear to be directly competing with the Cybertruck or not. The last electric truck for today comes from Fisker. Fisker posted on Twitter saying, quote, okay, yes, next vehicle might be a lifestyle pickup truck, but not just any truck. We want to create the lightest, most efficient EV pickup in the world, making it the most sustainable. Image is just a teaser, not the final. Final will be way more radical. Details are slim on this truck, but the Fisker Ocean is slated to cost $37,499 and offer 300 miles of range, which is very impressive. If they can achieve that, this truck might have a chance of bringing something impressive, although it is still not expected until late 2023. As we can see, there are quite a few electric vehicle concepts, some of which are far more promising and real than others. The Hummer EV and Rivian R1T should be the first to market, with the Ford F-150 and Cybertruck following next year sometime. The main competition will come with price, since as great as these cars are, battery supply is still expensive and results in these cars remaining too expensive for many consumers. Tesla is taking a clear approach to get those prices down with the Cybertruck, and it's less clear how these other automakers promising similar pricing will be able to achieve it. Still, the Cybertruck has a lot to prove, and it's very possible that it doesn't hit its promised pricing when it truly launches. With all of these electric trucks, I'm hoping for the best, and it's exciting that at the very least, electric truck options will exist later this year and definitely in 2022. In the meantime, if you want to see the latest about the new Tesla Model 3 featuring a new battery pack from Tesla, you can check out that video linked over here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.